Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex Tejeda, and on this channel we talk about self-love, self-worth, and self-development. Today, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to film a Chit Chat Get Ready with me. I see these all over YouTube and I really like them, and I didn't feel motivated to film anything else, so this is what we're filming today. I'm not a makeup artist at all, so I'll probably just link this stuff below and just kind of do my makeup on camera because I use like bronzer for everything, literally my eyeshadow, my cheeks, everything. So honestly, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I just enjoy doing my makeup. So I'll do it on camera today and just kind of talk about some things that have been on my mind. And yeah, but this is my first time with this setup, so I don't know. I have my mirror over here, so if I'm looking over here, it's because this is my setup. So today, ooh, it's gonna be weird, like doing two things at once here. Okay. I want to talk about the truth about being motivated and finding balance in life. So I have just like recently been feeling like I have to have everything figured out, and that gets me kind of overwhelmed, and then I feel like I have no motivation to do anything. So the first thing I want to talk about is motivation, because I really feel like motivation is such a temporary thing. And you have to find a way to make motivation like a habit. Like I tried posting and being consistent with my schedule like for 1 week, and I was like so motivated, I want to do it, I was inspired, and then second week I was tired, I didn't want to do it. And I tell people like, oh, I just don't have the motivation. Well, the motivation is not always there, but you have to make a habit of doing it. So that's why I feel like motivation is really a false thing. Like it's something that gets you through a little bit, and then you really have to execute the rest by yourself and figure out how to make motivation a habit. Now, motivation is a great starter. Like I think it's amazing like to have a vision, to get motivated by that, to feel inspired, but then you really need to figure out a way to make a habit out of it and make it consistent. Next, I kind of want to talk about balance and finding balance in your life, because it's something that I always kind of believed that you could have it all, but now I'm really feeling like you can't. And I feel like there's different like phases in your life. So I really struggled with having it all. Like, oh, I could go to the gym and have like a perfect relationship and go to school and be educated and like have everything in all areas of my life. And now I feel like that's kind of false. I feel like you could be happy in your life, but different areas will struggle, while other ones are you're getting more accomplished in, which I think is fine. I think there's different phases in your life where you're going to school. Like right now I'm learning more about myself and developing myself. And then later when I have kids, obviously your priorities will shift. So it's just about different phases rather than finding balance in your life. That's what I feel. And I think that's okay. And you just have to be aware of that. And also when you're setting goals, don't get overwhelmed and set them in all areas of your life. Like focus on one thing at a time, and that's how things come to pass. Like even like I was so overwhelmed the other day, and all you have to focus on is your next right step. For me, I was thinking about my big picture, what I want to do in the world, what I want to see happen in my life in 10 years, but right now, and I was getting so overwhelmed about the next step in my life, which is so simple, but I'm looking at the big picture. So really you need to just focus on the next right step for you instead of this big picture that gets you overwhelmed and then you're just stuck. And I always thought I wasn't that kind of person, but I feel like I am. I like to goal set, I like to be a visionary and think about the future, but I get stuck on my next right step here, and then I don't even execute the next step to get to that bigger vision. So you really want to stop yourself from doing that, because then you just get stuck instead of executing anything. And then you get hard on yourself and feel like a loser when you're not executing stuff. So no, I say just think about the next right step, honestly. Like a lot of people that have brands now or whatever, like they started out like, oh, I like to work out, or oh, I want to be on TV like Oprah, something like that, right? And this small thing expanded to something bigger. They could not have possibly foreseen the bigger picture that was going to happen. For me, I like to plan the bigger picture, but really you just have to focus on the next right step. All right, the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about is, I don't want to say social media because like I feel like it's an annoying thing to talk about, but like I guess being yourself. Like I always thought that I didn't care what other people thought, or like not even that, like other people don't influence me, but obviously, you know, you do get influenced by social media. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like I think it depends like how you look at it. It could be a positive thing if you're finding like motivational stuff on there, or it could be a bad thing if you're comparing yourself to everybody. But like I always thought, oh, I don't care what people think. But even if I go back to like some of the content I've created and stuff, it's been pretty positive in this and that, even when I'm not feeling positive. That can be to get myself out of a certain headspace, but I also don't want to pretend like you know, I'm always in a good mood. Or even like setups for YouTube, like, you know, I have this nice setup here, but you don't know that there's laundry over here. Like, you know, you don't see the whole picture. But I just kind of want to touch on, yeah, like how it influences people, because like sometimes I always say I don't really care what people think, but like to an extent, I guess everyone kind of does. But like I care about the content that I put out and whatever. And like back in the day when I was doing more fitness content, because like I've always been interested in fitness and health, but what I've always applied to my life is like goal setting and vision boards and stuff like that. That's always been a part of my life, but fitness and health was something I was interested in. So it's funny because a lot of the content I put out before to do with fitness and health, I was a beginner in that industry and I was kind of pretending like I knew everything. Just so that like, I guess other people wouldn't call me out, or I would look like I knew what I was talking about. But it's funny because if you look back at some of my videos about fitness and health, it's me, like I was reading out of a textbook because I was learning, I was going to school at the time for nutrition, and I would talk about things in my video like I knew about them, but I really was like editing a lot of me reading stuff out of the textbook. So like, it's funny, now I feel better because I'm talking about stuff that I've actually applied to my life, but it's funny how we kind of, or some people or whatever, want to feel like they know everything about a subject, and I think it's okay not to know everything about a subject, but I don't believe in faking it till you make it, because I did at one point, like yes you do, like getting up, having a routine, whatever, to be a successful person, like to an extent, but not faking it in a whole industry. Like you have to start somewhere. So in fitness and health now, I've been in that industry for about 2 years. I know a lot more stuff than I did when I started my YouTube and was talking about stuff, but I kind of want to front like I knew everything, and now I know that you don't really need to do that. And I feel like you have to apply it to your life in order to talk to other people about it. So like now that I'm talking about like motivation and stuff like that, that's something that I've always applied to my life and always been interested in. Fitness and health is just something I was interested in, but I wasn't always applying it to my life. So I think it's so important to actually apply to your life before talking to people. That's why I even want to do this video today, because I have video ideas that are all about finding motivation and finding this and finding that, when right now I don't feel very motivated myself. So I want to like be real about how I was feeling and what I'm going through right now, instead of preaching what I'm not even doing in my own life. So you really have to apply stuff before you can tell other people to do it. So that's kind of honestly why I took a step back from fitness and health, why I also, like I wanted to become a life coach, but I'm like, you know what? I don't even have my life together. So I don't want to tell other people what to do with their life. Like I'm just figuring stuff out myself too. So I don't know. I just think it's always about applying stuff to your own life. Like even like I want to put out my morning routine, but I want to make sure that I'm implementing that morning routine into my life, like every day for at least like a month before telling other people to do it. I've filmed morning routines before, like a year ago. I have an old one. I filmed and I wasn't even doing it. There's some like videos I have that like about grocery hauls, stuff like that, stuff that I wasn't even applying to my life, and now I want to make sure I'm applying it before I'm preaching it. I really think that that's important. Not even to not be called a fake by other people, but to like to feel confident about what you're telling other people, and to feel confident that you're doing it in your own life and you're not being a fake to yourself. I also want to make sure that I'm like being the best version of myself, and also not saying things that I just see from other people on social media. I watch a lot of motivational stuff, and I want to make sure that things that I'm saying to you guys are straight from me. So yeah, that's the only other thing that I would say that's bad about social media, is that you get influenced by so many things that you start to maybe adopt these thoughts for yourself or whatever. Like I never wanted to get my lips done because I see it on social media all the time. Now I'm like, maybe I'll get my lips done. I won't, but I'm just saying, and even if you do, who cares? But I'm just saying, like, you think that you're not getting influenced by things, but you are. And so I just want to make sure that like you need some time for yourself, meditate, whatever, journal, to make sure that you still know yourself, know your values, and you're able to offer that to other people, and like really influence from who you are, and not just getting your tips from other people and getting your information from other people, making sure that it's authentic to you, which is a hard thing to do. And it's something that I have to learn too. So honestly, I'm just constantly learning, and I think that's life. And you just have to not be so hard on yourself sometimes too. This is like, I've been super hard on myself about my age, where I'm at in my life, what I should be doing, what I should be doing. And that's honestly something you should take out of your vocabulary, because yeah, so many times you put like responsibilities on yourself, or like so many expectations of things you should be doing compared to whatever your age or what you're seeing from other people or what your family expects from you. And you really should you should ask yourself what you want to be doing, what you need to be doing. Like everything in life is not going to be easy. I think that's the expectation that we have today in our society, is that things are going to be easy. You don't have to work hard for them. And honestly, that's sometimes why I lose motivation, because I'm like, why isn't this happening faster for me? And it's such a bad thing to get stuck in. And that's why I really want to fall back on habit and not motivation. but ask yourself what you want, what you need, not what you should be doing in your life based on external factors, but what you feel like you should be doing based on internal factors, what you honestly feel inside. And that's why it's important to have time for yourself to motivate, to meditate, and to journal and to really understand who you are. Like, I went to school for marketing, and I always wanted to go to school for nutrition and fitness, but my family told me like it would be better if I did something more general, so that I could carry it on wherever I want. And it's not their fault. They obviously have the best interest for me at heart, but it really matters how you feel, and not other people. Even if it is your family, but I know it's hard, but that's just what has to happen. But yeah, I'm honestly so distracted talking, so I don't really know what I'm doing with my face, but we doing it, okay? We doing it. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been struggling with, I guess, the idea of like perfection. And it's so funny. I don't know why people feel they have to be perfect, or maybe I'm just a perfectionist, like, and then I feel like I have to be perfect, and then if I'm not perfect, then I completely fall off, you know? It's like, oh, I'll go to the gym every single day this week, but oh no, if I miss one day, I'll just start next week, you know? Like, and I know I'm not the only one, like, a lot of people struggle with this, but it's so funny, like, you either have to be, I'm either like all in or nothing, like, you have to be perfect or nothing. And it's so frustrating. Like, it should be just about progress, and that's what I'm really trying to shift my mindset to, because it's way more important than perfection. If I look back where I was last year and I've made no progress, then that's an issue. I'm stuck in a cycle. But if I look back last year and I was going to the gym 2 times a week and eating like shit, and this year I'm going to the gym 4 times a week and I cut out red meat, that's a progression. That is not perfection, but it's progress. And that's honestly the only thing that should really matter. And I'm really trying to shift my mindset to that, and just, you know, really take one step at a time. But it is frustrating that we kind of get stuck in that cycle of perfection instead of progression. So 2020, baby, let's change our mindset, because it's frustrating to live in your brain like that too. And I also kind of want to talk about, I didn't want to talk about this, but I will, like motivational speakers that I see online and stuff. I have a lot of people I follow. I have a lot of people I love. I respect all of them. Even if I disagree with some of the things they say, but I respect all of them. So like, I love Oprah, I love Michelle Obama, I love Tracy Ellis Ross, I forget her name now. Like a lot of great like women empowerment speakers, great motivations about finding out who you are and really getting quiet with yourself. But some that create great content, like, and the hustle mentality, like the hard work hustle mentality, like Gary Vee, someone I really used to love, but sometimes he's just so intense for me. And yeah, he's great. He has a lot of great informative things, and he's smart. He's a smart businessman, but like, it's just crazy, the hustle mentality. I don't know what you guys think, but I just get so overwhelmed by the hustle mentality. And sometimes he's really funny. It's like, I didn't sleep, I didn't do anything for 10 years. I stayed home and like went crazy and did all this work. And I'm like, that's amazing. I'm not taking anything away from him. It's just that I don't know if it's a healthy mentality. Like I said, there's no such thing as balance. So maybe he was just focusing on business at that time in his life, but it's just like a little bit intense for me. But he is successful. I mean, but it's just like a little bit much. I'm like, honestly, how much of this hustle mentality can I take? It's like hustle, 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 work hard. I'm not discrediting hard work either. I'm just saying like to what expense? That's kind of my point. But yeah, it's just funny. Like, I'm in my 20s now, and I just feel like, you know, you're getting to know yourself. You don't know if you're doing enough. You do compare yourself to maybe the next person. Not compare, but just like what you should be doing in your life, like what I said before. And it's just funny, like, we are still young, but I get caught up in my head like I'm old, and like, you know, like I have to figure out my career now. And people change their careers 7 times in a row. For me, that scares me. I'm like, I just want to know everything now. But that should be the excitement about life, is the phases you have to go through, the evolving you have to go through. And it's okay to change like your life path at any point in your life. And I don't know why, but yeah, maybe me, other people, like, you get stuck in your 20s thinking that you have to have like it figured out, like as if you're like 50 years old. Like I'm not, obviously, like, people change their career paths. Like I probably won't be doing the same thing when I'm 50, like in the fitness and health industry or whatever. Like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. So it's just funny that like as a 20-year-old you get caught up thinking that you're old or that you have to have everything figured out like for your whole life, when it's just like not how it has to be. And I really want to change my mindset into thinking in phases and the progress over perfection. Honestly, those are probably my two biggest takeaways, because it's like overwhelming to be so hard on yourself all the time, and then like getting nowhere because you're just overwhelming yourself. Also, last thing I want to talk about is it being 2020 and starting like a YouTube channel or any sort of social media or something, because I just feel like a lot of people think it's too late. And I say just start. Like, I don't have the proper setup. I have this camera that keeps dying on me. I don't have the editing skills and the lighting and this and that, like, but I'm just learning as I go. Progression over perfection. And I'm just starting somewhere. Honestly, I think that's the only thing you can do. So instead of just getting overwhelmed, just start somewhere. I think that the world is heading online anyway, so it's like, you know, YouTube's not going anywhere. It's just, I understand like there's more influencers and stuff, like there's more saturation in the market, but it doesn't mean that you can't stand out. And if you love to do it and you enjoy like sharing with people, helping people, or creating content, then you should do that. So, you know, I don't know, at first like I was getting frustrated, like, oh, I don't have followers and this and that, but it's like, if you really enjoy it, it shouldn't be about that. It should just be about like helping people. So that's really my bottom line right now, is helping people, sharing with people, and it also helps me to kind of like vent and talk. And so I think if you really enjoy it, like there's a space for you online. So just don't be scared of starting late. There's a lot of great online tools too, like social media doesn't have to be a bad thing. And that's what I feel like I really want to add value and like help people. And I see a lot of like upcoming YouTube channels, or just some YouTubers in general, that's like video content that's like, oh, like eating spicy food, or those like those trending videos you see, you know? And for me, like if that's what you want to do, like that's fine, but I just want to like add value, and sometimes I feel like those don't really add a lot of value, but if that's what you enjoy doing, then like do it, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. There's even this church that I watch online. Like a lot of the stuff I watch online, I try to keep it like motivational, or like keeping my brain like not from melting. Except for reality TV. I love reality TV. But I watch this church online called Transformation Church, and it's amazing. And they talk a lot about like doing things without people watching. And I really think that's important. Like I said, when I was first starting, I was getting really annoyed that my subscriber count wasn't going up. And it's like, if that's all you care about in anything in your life, then that's like Gary Vee always says, you have to enjoy the process. Like, if you're going to the gym because you want to post a hot selfie on Insta for other people, that's not going to last you very long. You have to make sure you know what motivates you and not just pleasing others, because that, like grabbing from that glass, like, I don't know how to say this, grabbing from that cup of motivation of like pleasing others is so small compared to like grabbing motivation from a cup that is used to fill yourself. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, like, you want to make sure that what you're doing is something that you enjoy, because that's going to last you longer than pleasing other people. So I don't know. I've definitely been there though. I've been a people pleaser, but it only takes you so far, you know, like it only takes you so far. But yeah, guys, try not to get too overwhelmed with life. Take a step back. This is something that I'm trying to implement in my own life too. And ask yourself what makes you happy, what you value, and take one step at a time. I can link all the stuff I'm using below if anyone cares, but I just want to get on here and do my makeup and just kind of rant about growing up and being in your 20s and how hard it can be, and how you find balance for yourself and figure out who you are through everything. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my channel. No. New videos coming soon. Yeah. Let me know if this conversation helped you. I love how I'm like totally distracted. My hair is like weird. But yeah, let me know if this conversation helped you, what you're currently doing in your own life, and how you navigate through being in your 20s and growing up. And what you do for motivation and balance, and the things that you do for yourself. So thank you guys so much for being a part of my channel. I will be uploading soon. And I really appreciate you guys being here. But yeah, let me know in the comments anything that you guys do for yourself and how you kind of maintain sanity through your 20s and growing up and stuff, because I know it's hard, but it's all a process. So yes, thank you guys so much for being a part of my channel, and I will see you guys soon on the next video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye guys.